For Samsung, it's their investment in R&D, particularly nanotechnology, that they believe is the key to their success. And it's nanotechnology that is also the driving force behind the upgrade. In the electronics industry, it's called Moore's Law. Across the industry, the number of transistors manufacturers have been able to fit on a silicon chip has literally doubled every 2 years since the late 1960s. It helps explain how gadgets have become smaller and cheaper, with exponential increases in processing power. If you were to close your eyes and dream, what does the future hold for the device, for the gadget? What kind of gadget can you imagine in 5 years, in 10 years?
That is also one of the very critical questions for all the electronic companies are facing. We believe one of the gadgets will prevail over other gadgets. It should be a cell phone, should be TV, should be computer, I don't know. But we believe the market will decide. But one thing I can be sure is, the convergence era will continue.
Before leaving, I thought I'd take advantage of the Wi-Fi signal here and try Skyping home for the first time. Hello?
Hello? Hello?
You alright?
Yeah, how are you?
Alright, it works.
It certainly does. It's pretty amazing. Shall I wave? Hello? Yeah, I think it's great.
It's an interesting place. It's gadget crazy. I don't know what this country would do if they had a power cut.
Not much gadget action at this end.
I have a very important question to ask you. Do you know how United went on last night?
No. Would I know how United went on last night, Simon? I'm sorry, I don't.
You couldn't just flick CFAX on for me while you're there, could you? It seems a weird thing to say, given that I've only just got here, but I'll be back tomorrow.
I know, that's pretty strange as well. That's absolutely amazing, absolutely incredible to do that, and I bet we should be doing more of it. It's great. Bye.
Bye, see you tomorrow. Bye.
Yeah, see ya.
Bye. For me, the enthusiasm with which Korea has embraced technology is the biggest eye-opener. For Koreans, technology is the unquestioned road to prosperity and enlightenment. Back in Yorkshire, the contrast with Seoul couldn't be starker, apart from the snow, obviously. So my body's back on the day job, but my thoughts are still in Asia. In 30 years, Korea has been transformed beyond all recognition. It's wired to the digital future and is years ahead of us in its connectivity. What's happened in Britain in the same period? The way our past shape our lives is a subject I return to again and again as a poet. Growing up in the 70s, life was rather different. There were no mobile phones or personal stereos back then. What did we do all the time? How did we survive? This is my parents' living room, and used to spend a lot of time in this room. And it was a big deal if anything ever changed. You got a new telly or a new phone or a new record player. It was a big deal because that's how it was then. You got things and you kept them. Back then, objects had sentimental value. They were imbued with memories. I wonder if this is lost with the speed of upgrading. Objects were once landmarks and anchors for our pasts. This is an old laptop of mine. My mum uses it now. Today we've barely got to know an object before it's being replaced. But I'm not saying we should keep living in the past. Back in the 19th century, the Luddites attempted to halt the march of technology and people lost their lives. Here in Marsden, you don't have to look too far to find evidence of that conflict. This is a grave of Enoch Taylor, who had a foundry in the village. He made cropping devices that did the work of 10 men, and the Luddites didn't like that, so they smashed it up with a big hammer they called Enoch, and they said, Enoch shall make 'em and Enoch shall break 'em. So this is a confluence point of technology and anti-technology right here on my doorstep. These days, there really aren't many people who actively reject technology. Even the greenest of the greens have usually got a website. To find someone who had taken a stand led me here to Pembrokeshire. For the past decade, Emma Orbach has lived here without any of today's techno trappings. Hello.
Hiya.
Hello. Hiya. Hiya.
Greetings.
Simon. Hiya.
I'm Emma.
Nice to meet you. Hiya.
Good. Do you want to come in?
Yeah, shall I slip my shoes off?
Yeah, if you don't mind.
Sure. I don't suppose there could be that many people in Britain who would want to live like this, do you think?
Yeah, sometimes I've thought about if, for example, I was discovered living like this, there could be like shock horror headlines, you know, middle-aged woman found living in hovel in woods without electricity or running water. And so what is the difference between that scenario and how I experience living here? And the difference is that I choose to live like this, and that for me it's beautiful. I'm not a victim of a circumstance that I would wish to be otherwise.
So to own a gadget would not make you any happier?
No, it makes me a bit depressed.
Does it?
Yeah.
Why?
Because they always break down and they make a noise and they end up as landfill and they're just part of the consumer nightmare.
It must be great to just get up in the morning and be out here in the land.
Yeah, it is really beautiful.
Emma has lived without a washing machine for 30 years. She's got no TV, no microwave, no radio even. Her one concession to communication, a landline 2 fields away. It's low-impact living in extremis. Yet in spite of the absence of mod cons, Emma doesn't seem to want for anything.
Oh, so beautiful.
Do they come out with their
I
spikes
don't-
on?
No, when they're born, they're little pink rubbery things.
Have you renounced technology?
That's a really interesting question for me. And I've started to feel that I'm a conscientious objector, really. And for me, I am not convinced that technology and gadgets add to the quality of my life. In fact, I think they detract from it.
What would constitute an upgrade in your world?
I can't think of anything apart from, yes, I do have an ambition to upgrade my trivets so that for my visitors don't have wooden handles. And that's quite a sophisticated sort of bit of innovative modern technology for me, yeah.
I wonder where you'd go to upgrade your trivet.
Or just get somebody to
Trivets
do
are
it
us,
for me. There's somebody who makes them locally.
On the face of it, a life like this seems quite seductive almost, especially on a sunny day. And I think I could live without TV, and I could probably live without a washing machine and a microwave and that kind of thing. But I would find it very difficult to be out of contact for so long. And so giving up the email and giving up the phone, I think I would find impossible. Even now, with my phone in my pocket, I'm wondering which calls I might have missed. So I'm going to go and check.